everyone. For today's Pesach lesson, we are going to learn all about the Seder plate, or the ke'ara in Hebrew. Can you say that? Ke'ara. You got it. So there are lots of different items on our Seder plate, or our ke'ara, and every item has a reason why we have it on our Seder table, on our ke'ara, or our Seder plate. And we are going to learn those reasons today. Now, I have a book here called The Seder Plate. What goes on the Seder plate? Here's our first item, the zeroa, or the shank bone. Now, the shank bone is a bone from an animal, either a chicken bone or a chicken neck, or my Abba uses a lamb bone, lamb shank bone, and he is going to take a fire and he's going to torch the bone, the bone so much that it's all black and there's no more meat left over. Now, in the times of the Beit HaMikdash, we would bring a special sacrifice in honor of the holiday of Pesach. Today, do we have a Beit HaMikdash? We do not. Today we do not have a Beit HaMikdash, and we can't bring the special sacrifice. So we include a shank bone to commemorate, or to remember that sacrifice that we used to bring. Now, the next thing that we have on our Seder plate is a beitza, which I have right here, a beitza. It's oval and white. Sometimes they're brown. And let's see why we have a beitza on our Seder plate. In the times of the Beit HaMikdash, we used to bring a special sacrifice in honor of any holiday. And this beitza, this egg, is going to help us to remember, because we can't bring that sacrifice nowadays. We don't have a Beit HaMikdash. So this egg is going to help us to remember that special korban, that special sacrifice. Now, how do we prepare the egg for our Seder plate? You take the egg and you put it into a pot full of water, and you boil that water. You turn the flame on high, and the water cooks the egg so that it's not liquid inside anymore. It's a hard-boiled egg. The yolk and the egg white inside become hard and cooked. We peel the egg and put it onto our ke'ara, right between the karpas and the maror. Let's see what's next. The maror, or the horseradish. The horseradish is very, very bitter. It is not sweet. When we were slaves in Mitzrayim, we had very, very hard times. It was not a happy life. It didn't feel like a sweet, happy time. It was bitter, yucky times. So on Pesach, we eat maror to remind us of those icky, bitter times. Do you remember what a horseradish looks like and how it grows? It grows deep in the ground, and you have to dig like we dug out the carrots, or it actually grows like this. These come out from the top, and like we dug the carrots or the potatoes, it grows underneath the ground, and there's lots of dirt on it. And you take this horseradish, peel it, and grate it. Let's see, on the next page it's going to show us. See, look, there are those green leaves coming up. That's how you know that there's a horseradish growing over there. See, the farmer is pulling it out, and out it comes. Horseradish is a root vegetable. That means that it grows under the ground, not like a fruit that grows on an etz or a tree, or like a fruit that grows on top of the adama, on top of the ground, like a tomato or a strawberry. This horseradish grows under the ground. Here they're picking the horseradish, then they're washing off all the dirt, peeling that icky peel, and grating it. And sometimes whoever has this job to grate the horseradish cries a lot. It makes you want to cry, to remember all the hard times that we had in Mitzrayim when we were King Paro's slaves, when we were working for no money. And we couldn't stop working. We had to keep working. What's next? Here we have karpas. And karpas is parsley. Lots of people use different things. So you can use parsley or an onion or a potato or celery. I've seen all sorts of things that people use for their Seder plate to use as karpas. Now we take the karpas and we dip it into salt water. Do you remember why we dip it into salt water? How do your tears taste? Are they sweet or are they salty? That's right, your tears are salty. The Jewish people were so sad. Bnei Israel was so sad to be slaves. And when they were sad, they cried and had tears, and tears taste like salt. So we dip our vegetable, our karpas, into our salt water to remind us of those tears. Whichever vegetable you use for your karpas, you will cut up and put onto your ke'ara to get ready for karpas. When we dip it into our salt water and we eat it, and we say a special bracha. Now this one is charoset. You see, there's a chet, resh, vav, samich, and taf. Charoset. Charoset, lots of different people make charoset in different ways. Now my father is from Yemen, so my savta has a special recipe that she uses, and I make it now, and I'm gonna make it for Pesach. I use dates and apples, and I use almonds, and I use ginger, which is a root vegetable, just like the horseradish, and I also use cinnamon and some wine, and I cook it all together in a pot, and then I dump it into a food processor and I mix it all together so that it's all blended, just like this charoset. Now your mommy and daddy might make charoset with just apples and wine and nuts, but my Abba, because he's from Yemen, he makes it a little bit differently. Now, the reason why we have charoset and on our kera, on our Seder plate, is because while Bnei Israel was in Mitzrayim, they were working so hard. And do you remember what they were doing? They were building, that's right. And charoset looks just like the cement, the thick cement that the Jewish people would use to build bricks and to stack those bricks on top of each other to build big buildings for King Paro. And they were not paid and they were not allowed to stop working. And that was a very sad time for the Jewish people. And that's why we have our charoset on our Seder plate. The last item that we have on our Seder plate is the chazeret. And the chazeret is, oh, I didn't bring the chazeret with me. Here I have this. Chazeret is lettuce. It's romaine lettuce. And it says it's a bitter lettuce, normally called romaine lettuce. And it says, when we were slaves in Mitzrayim, it was very hard times. It didn't feel sweet and happy. So we eat chazeret to remind us of those bitter times. There are a few things on our Seder plate that remind us of the bitter times, and a few things on our Seder plate that remind us of the Beit HaMikdash. Let's look at them. We have the parsley, reminds us of our tears or our karpas. whatever you use for karpas. And the chazeret reminds us of the bitter times, because it's a bitter lettuce. The charoset reminds us of the cement that we would make and build into blocks for King Paro with no pay. And the zeroah reminds us of the Beit HaMikdash. And the Beitzah reminds us of the Beit HaMikdash. And the maror reminds us of the bitter, bitter times. Yes, that's right. Let's see. Can you help prepare the Seder plate? I would love to see if you could help your mommy or your tati prepare your Seder plate, and I would love to see pictures. Now I have a special song, a Seder plate song that we can sing together to help remember all of the things that we have on our Seder plate. And it goes like this. On the Seder table, a ke'ara you will see, with maror in the middle, as bitter as can be. Zeroah beitza, karpas, and charoset too, remind us of the hard work the Jews were forced to do. Again, on the Seder table, a ke'ara you will see, with maror in the middle, as bitter as can be. Zeroah beitza, karpas, and charoset too, remind us of the hard work the Jews were forced to do. Thank you for singing and learning with me. See you tomorrow. Bye.